Headed to Chicago, where we're going to be at the DNC. They tell me it's the Lion's Den, a lot of protests out there. Should be fun. Yeah, so just watch your back today. I'll do the same. We'll have some fun. Let's do it. All right, guys, just got to Chicago. Let's see what these protests are all about. Press conference, we got to be there now to get on time. So should be a fun day. Let's go. Hey guys, here at the Trump International Hotel outside of the DNC in Chicago. Should be pretty fun here. We're doing a press conference in the little ballroom here that'll kick off, I think, a pretty eventful day. Let's see how it goes. I said we're going to be best off as a country if we have two competing visions for the future of the country. I don't think we're getting that right now. I think Kamala Harris has refused to take principled or clear policy stands. And the more we have a policy debate, are you going to agree with everything Donald Trump says? No. Am I going to agree with everything Kamala Harris says? No. But are we going to be better off as a country if we can have that open debate? I do think so. So that's part of why I made the trip today. Classic Chicago deep dish. Don't want to miss that for the short few hours we have here. That'll be pretty good. It probably needs to be paired with the workout.
Is a couple minutes away from a Fox News hit. We're going to leave the studio. You've seen us in the studio the entire week. We're going to leave the studio and we're going to wander around the DNC. We're not going to be able to carry all of this live because he's going to have to go on Fox. But after that, we're going to go into the DNC convention and we're going to go live. Now, the reason we're doing this in the studio right now is you never know what happens there. It's going to be hectic. Let's just say that. Yeah. It's going to be hectic.
I haven't been there yet. Yeah.
So we're not sure how well that's going to go. We're going to do our level-headed best to just go live and let it rip, right? And take you guys with us into the DNC conventions.
How are you? Yeah, we'll just take one from there. Take one from there.
I love you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll see you. All right, let's do it. Cool. We'll head over to the protest then.
All right.
I think an interesting question for some of these folks is actually just to get in their headspace. Their main issue is they're against the Israel war in Gaza. That's like their thing.
It depends on the group. There are a ton of different groups.
Are they? Okay, like I'm trying to get a sense for how uniform that really is.
There are a lot of different groups. Obviously, the Palestinian protesters are big. There's a big time. There's a lot of crony capitalism protesters, though.
Thank you. All
What's up, guys? We are here at the DNC convention in a little park across the street.
So
there's some
park
protests.
across the street where there's a protest. I'm curious about the protests. It's fascinating. It's actually we were at the RNC and there were
no protests.
No protests like this. So I'm getting a sense for whether this was. I'm actually really curious how centered this is going to be around the Israel-Gaza issues versus broader social concerns, and whether there's weirdly some common ground from remixing all of this. So
if you're an anti-war protester, there's no excuse for supporting Kamala Harris or Joe Biden. Regime.
Yeah, I agree. So I think if we're against war, let's actually be against war. Somebody else just asked me this. The beauty of America is that you get to express yourself openly, as long as somebody else gets to in return, if you do it peacefully. So violence is never acceptable at a protest like this, but if you're doing it peacefully, that's the beauty of this country.
What's it say?
Trump was right about
everything.
So even if you don't like me, you're free to express yourself, and I wanted to show up and say that, you know what, for any difference we might have, if we share that in common, we're at least good as Americans.
You get some love. You get some love. It's going to ruin your rep, dude.
It's national unity, man. You're walking through. All right, this should be fun.
We're going to roll, man. We're rolling.
You know, I've got to tell you one thing.
Yeah.
Agree, disagree on opinion, but be able to have the vigorous debate without the name calling, you know? So he says, this guy, Donald Trump's going to be long gone, but this guy's going to be here for 50 years. He's a demagogue. It's frightening. After that, we get a spate of death threats, right? I engage in rhetoric that gets other people in danger of bodily harm, but I do think that if somebody's going to even if you didn't intend to provoke that kind of ire on my family, yeah, in that week it landed with me. Now, at the same time, do I want to set a good example for people in this country of what discourse looks like? I do. And in the heat of a presidential campaign, and I've been open about this since I left the campaign as well, my competitive spirits, sometimes stop us from being able to have the level of discourse we want. And our country is better off if we have candidates who tell us what they actually believe. I think it will be a loss for American democracy if we get through this entire election without knowing what Kamala Harris's stated economic plans are, stated plans are for border policy, stated plans are for foreign policy, and yet that's exactly where we are now. So I have a challenge tonight. I made it this morning. I said it at my press conference at the hotel this morning. I challenge Kamala Harris tonight to at least tell the American people where she is on each of those issues. I challenge her tonight to at least apologize to the families, like the families of Laken Riley, like the families of countless other Americans, Rachel Marin, who have had people who have died at the hands of the consequences of the southern border crisis. If she does that, you know what, I'm not going to vote for her because of it, but I will applaud her as a leader. But she has an opportunity to do that tonight. Let's see if she steps up to the plate and does it. And if not, I think voters should see through this charade for what it is. Country where, for example, people who come and immigrate to the country, there's a civics test they have to pass to say they know what the voting system is about.
All right.
I think every high school senior should have to pass that as well. All right, good luck, guys. Thank you for keeping everybody safe. I appreciate it. Thanks for keeping everybody safe, all right? That's the number one job. It's the number one job. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
What are you doing at the DNC?
Engaging in open debate. I held a press conference this morning. I did some interviews. I'm a surrogate for the Trump campaign, as you know, and so did some interviews at their request, and I believe in open debate. What you doing, guys? Thank you, guys. Yeah. Thank you, man. Take care. Thank you. Chris?
Yes, sir.
I wish we brought my son. He would have loved this. A tow truck. Being a tow truck is like his dream, actually.
Yeah.
We get a picture?
Awesome. Yes.
Good to see you. Good to spend time with you.
I'd really appreciate it.
It was a good day. It was practicing what we preach. Open dialogue, free speech, open debate. That's who we are. That's what we're about. That's what America was built on. So that's what we got to revive in the country. Nice job. Fun day. Some wild times. We'll head back.